INFJs find it simple to suppress their superiority in order to keep the status quo and make room for other forms of dominance. What transpires, though, if they deviate from this pattern? Would they continue to be treated the same way? When INFJs exhibit their genuine intimidating character, 10 things will occur. Number 10. The more forcefully opponents strive to oppose them. INFJs can make their foes and their enviers more envious by displaying their scary character. Why? Because at this point they stop letting anyone hold them back. When they make a decision, it is no longer negotiable. Whatever the circumstances, they will act on their choice once they have made it. INFJs have the highest level of self-confidence of anyone. They realize they are the only ones who can stop themselves from achieving their goals. They realize that if they are persistent and possess the necessary willpower, they can achieve their goals on their own, regardless of what others think. They can start without asking their family or friends for permission. So they continue to be unaffected and unstoppable even while everyone else is making fun of their visions. Their opponents can be horrified and driven insane by their boundlessness. Number 9. They'll project a fearless aura. INFJs are not as fearless as many may believe. They can stay unmoved and unconcerned by their anxieties, despite the fact that they also have them. They place more weight on their objectives than their obstacles. The INFJ may find it simple to admit their anxieties because they have spent their entire lives working on themselves. They understand that they are accountable for the internal battles, conflicts, and turbulence they experience. Additionally, they believe that they are responsible for resolving any unconscious or biases they may have. As a result, when they appear in public, they exude an intimidating and ready-to-face any challenge air. However, did you ever let your INFJ personality or your worries stop you from taking the necessary action? Number 8. They'll start to get a bad reputation. When INFJs finally show their threatening side, they'll be despised and abandoned by society. Why? They will stand firmer in their principles without seeking others' approval as they become more loud and bold. For INFJs, reaching their highest level of fulfillment requires prioritizing their own happiness over the happiness of others. Living on one's own terms, for oneself, and at one's own pace, is a blessing. Even though their drive to fit in with society can occasionally lead to problems, they constantly strive to do better, as they are less concerned with living up to the expectations of their friends, parents, or others. They are at last liberated to follow their desires and grow to be more unstoppable than ever. Number 7. They won't feel pressured to alter who they are for the benefit of other people. It frees them from having to accommodate others' wants to reveal their genuine, frightening, and domineering personality. Sadly, some INFJs still feel responsible for other people's happiness. They feel under pressure to respect other people's opinions, lifestyles, and preferences. Because they feel they wouldn't lose much either way or are okay with the inconvenience, they frequently put others' convenience before their own. They are frequently required to change their plans in order to accommodate the availability of others. In a similar vein, they always laugh at jokes made by others to spare them any hurt. This is why people can move them around so effortlessly. However, realizing that this isn't a worthwhile activity is a lesson that might change your life. So, as an INFJ, when was the last time you made yourself adjust to someone else's preferences? Number 6. They will appeal to some people more. INFJs who are displaying their imposing nature stop making excuses for acting morally upright and authentically. While some of their relationships are nourished by this, others are resented and envied. INFJs will appeal to those who respect intricacy, depth, and authenticity. It doesn't necessarily mean they desire to date them. Instead, they may value them as friends, colleagues, or just as individuals in general. They are often looked up to from a distance by others who value their brilliance and aggressiveness, since they may serve as a great role model. They will also be seen as standards by those people. Every time they experience anxiety or nervousness, they will consider how INFJs manage to blend in with the crowd while being different. Being carefree and kind toward oneself is in fact contagious and encouraging. Number 5. They will grow accustomed to leaving people hanging. While some INFJs still feel they need to justify their attitudes, preferences, and views to others, forgetting this fictitious commitment is necessary in order to disclose their threatening nature. They will give up and leave their opponents hanging when the discussion or argument is no longer coherent. They will politely end these worthless conversations and move on to more significant tasks. The INFJ refrains from doing this because they are at a loss for words. Instead, they see that the discussion is circling about itself and that they are running out of time to waste it on people who don't seem to grasp the gist of what they're saying. So even if other people think poorly of them, they won't care. Simply put, people are willing to jeopardize their mental health for something trivial and pointless. In actuality, they choose their battles carefully, and if it doesn't result in growth and improvement, it's worthless. Do you, as an INFJ, also feel unrepentant about leaving people hanging? Number 4. They won't put as much effort into controlling their facial emotions. Sorting out their words and conduct is like placing speed bumps on their interaction highway if engaging with others is like driving a car for the INFJ. The more speed bombs they drop, the slower they can think of solutions to maintain control. They struggle mightily to get up speed again and go farther from their destination. However, INFJs will also cease worrying what other people think once they show off their frightening side, and they will consequently filter themselves less, and their words and behaviors grow more authentic the less they use self-censorship. Number 3. They will draw more wholesome partnerships. How, therefore, does the intimidating nature of the INFJ hinder the development of stronger relationships? The truth is that by showing this side of themselves, they can draw in people who genuinely like them for both their terrifying and sweet sides. They will draw in others who can handle their independence, detachment, and strong ideas. People will start to spend more time with people who share their ideas and principles because they won't have to follow the majority's rules. They will learn to accept who they are and stop trying to fit in with people they can't relate to. Have you found someone who appreciates and respects both your sweet and frightening side as an INFJ? Number 2. Finally, they will relish their social contacts. If one acknowledges their intimidating attitude, social contacts with an INFJ will become more deliberate, meaningful, and effective. How? By not being dependent on the result. The healthiest and simplest strategy for INFJ to maximize their interactions is to become outcome independent. Sadly, some INFJs haven't mastered this strategy and are continually observing how others respond to their comments. They typically take care to avoid upsetting or irking others with their provocative questions. This is why they prefer to hold back their curiosity and refrain from saying what they really want to. They will be able to spend more time savoring the value of intellectually engaging relationships after they learn to dismiss what other people think. Because they are aware that it is not their duty how others take their statements, they are no longer particularly careful with their remarks. With that, they can clarify their thinking and find solutions more quickly. Number 1. They will attract intelligent and like-minded people who will like being around them. Exposing their frightening side elevates INFJs to the same level as other like-minded, unapologetically intelligent, creative people. Individuals who share their priorities, mind patterns, and thought philosophies would instantly connect with their experiences and have a strong energy connection. INFJs will discover their inner circle or support group in this way. It is not required to be with other INFJs. It might only include those who respect their boundaries, feel at ease in their company, and appreciate solitude just as much as an INFJ would. How does it feel to find true camaraderie with others who share your interests? As an INFJ, INFJs have a secretive persona which some people find threatening. However, this does not imply that they regard themselves as superior to everyone else. Are you aware, as an INFJ, of the intimidating vibe you emit when you stop caring what other people think? Do you adore this more developed version of you?